How's it going, my friends? Today we're going to continue on our speed buggy. After he had his accident, we got him all put back together, and now we got to start working on this cabinet. Worst part of it is this side all along the bottom. You can see one of the feet broke through, and the other one was missing. So this side was actually sitting right down on the floor or ground or wherever it was, and so this caught the brunt of the moisture. And you can see, let's see if I can get you to, if you can see, it's swelled up to about here, all along here. Except for in the front here, it's not too bad, but it's swelled up all the way out into here. So we're going to have to get it back at least that far and get some of the material up out of it so we can have something solid to work with. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm just using my drill with a wire wheel on it to see how much of this I can get down and see if I can find something that's still pretty stiff, or still has some integrity to it. You know, if not, we'll go down as far as we can. I don't want to go down too far, or we just end up with a gallon of mud in it, and then it could still fall out because of all it's doing is sticking, to powder, and it could, very easily bust out. So we have to go down far enough to find something that the Bondo will adhere to and will stay adhered to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put casters on this, and that'll bring it up off the floor. You can see I was just kind of picking at it in here in the garage. I have little 2-inch casters that we're going to put on the bottom of this so it's easier to move around at the arcade. And we'll put 4 of those on, and there's little swivels, and that way, if you want to work on it, or not want, but need to, you can just pull it away from the wall and get after it. You don't have to have a dolly or whatever to move it around, or when you start moving these things on those levelers, they have a tendency to tear carpet, tile, whatever. But let's see, trying to stay away from that. You may not have seen that one yet. So what we're going to do is we need to work on the bottom here. The other side's not as bad, because like I said, it was up off the ground. So we just have a corner that was blown out right there. Now on this one, the T-molding comes right straight down and ends. It doesn't go around. So we're going to have to build a nice corner here. And we need to work along the bottom here. There's not a whole lot. It would have been a lot less. And need to fix this up too. Somebody tried fixing that, and it should have a nice, so we'll get that fixed up and filled in a little bit more and leveled out. I'm still not convinced on saving the side art. I may take the side art off completely, since we got Bug, no E, and we have kind of E'd. But I can't find the regular speed buggy, Data East speed buggy side art. But I can get the big Data East emblem and just put it on here, and then we'll have our marquee. It'll be fine. I can even get a Data East that goes on the front. But when these are stuffed in beside another one, who the hell ever sees that? You know, it's different if these kind of sit out by themselves and, you know, you can see both sides of it and all that. You know, then side art's nice, it'll look good. But being stuck next to another machine on both sides of it, who the hell's ever going to see it? I mean, granted, it's not going to be right up against one another. You have to have some room in between them so people have some elbow room to play. But, you know, you don't see that. You see the front. See the front and the marquee. Important. Very important. Side, this just needs taken care of because this does look like hell. I mean, big time. Like big time hot mess. So we're going to take care of this, and we have to take care of the corners. So if I'm doing that, I might as well just get this all addressed, and it'll look a lot better. Even somebody sticks their head in between them and looks down, you're going to see that it looks nice. Plus, I want it to look nice too, so that's the big thing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set you up, and you can watch me have some fun with this making a mess, and it'll be in, I'll have it in time lapse so you don't have to get too bored with it. folks, after sleeping on it, I kept thinking about that, how much actual mud I am going to have to pack in there to fill that. You know, that's an awful lot of Bondo to waste, if you ask me. And I have a feeling that if it gets caught on anything, it's going to bust right out of there. So what we're going to do is we are going to fill it with a piece of wood. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run my saw. You can see I run my line right straight down through there. I can't see, I don't know what, it's so bright out here at my little LCD, I can't see crap through it. So just kind of bear with me here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out, this piece, get rid of it, and then we're going to fill it with a little piece of pine. I have a feeling if I try and use any of this sawdust wood, it's going to really want to bust up on me. It's just too thin of a piece to try and work with. So we're going to use pine. We'll get that down in there, and then what we can do is we can just skim coat this whole area, and then it will all be the same down along here. It will all blend in. Hopefully, I'm going up 1.5 inches, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I might be able to brace it, or there may be enough in there that once I get this out, that this isn't floating around. If it is, we'll have to put some blocking in so we can support this piece here that'll be kind of floating out in here. It'll get too soft, and it'll want to, over time, it'll want to warp a little bit. So I need to secure it down if we can. Well, not if we can, we have to. Even if we have to add a piece onto that and then screw it down. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get set up, and let's get this cut out first, and then get it cleaned up and see what we have to do. Somebody's really liking the warm weather. God, what a hairball. Look at that thing. I always call him Hairball, so he comes when I call him, say Hairball. Just a big furry kitty. Okay, so let's get this cut out, and, and we'll see what we're getting into. Alright, first thing I want to do is I want to set my blade. So about the board we're replacing, this is 3/4 of an inch. Yes, I'm outside. This is the side, that's 3/4 of an inch. So I want to set my blade. Where are you at? There you are. At just over 3/4 of an inch. So if we do get into anything in the inside, we're not, like the front panel, you could cut into it. So we'll just take our furthest point. There's 3/4. Over 3/4 of an inch. So we're only going to be cutting this board. We don't want to be cutting down through anything else. You know, a little bit's okay. And when you're working with it, don't have your battery in it. Oh shit, this one's, hold tight, new battery. That one only had 2 bars left on it. And this crap's pretty hard to cut. No, I don't have any music playing, so you're not going to see me dancing like last time. Now, did we get... Looks like we might need a little bit more. Okay, I'll get this cleaned up a little bit more. I got some staples to get rid of. And then we can get our board cut and put in. Okay, I got her all cut and cleaned up. Got my board cut. But as you can see, this has swelled up so much that it's now almost an inch. So what we're going to do is I cut some quarter Luan, and we're going to put that underneath of it, and then that'll only give us, that's just almost level. This will be up about a 32nd of an inch higher. It may go down some more after I get it screwed down too. It'll kind of scoosh it out a little bit, and it may be just about level. And then all we have is just this little bit to fill, you know, just to fill in a seam all the way across here and get it looking better. And that's a lot less filling. I mean, we'll still And still have to work on the nose just a little bit. Got a booger out of it there, and here, you know, this is the back part, so we can get this looking pretty good. And then once you stuff it up against the, put it in, you're not going to see back in there, and most people don't look right at the bottom, but this is going to be nice and smooth and purty again. But before I screw that, glue and screw that down, I am going to, since this is exposed on this corner here, I can work this corner really good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up, all the way up through here, and then we'll put this on, and then we can work this whole side down. And while it's sitting right here, I can work the face here a little bit too and get that all worked up, and that way we can, all we'll have left is the other side. And I'll work, I need to do a little bit here too. I forgot last night when I was doing some sanding that I needed to get this cleaned up so we can fill this in a little bit more. It's got too much mess in there. So I'll go ahead, I'll get this cleaned up real good and get it ready. And see, same thing, you know, all they do, they put these together, and then you can run a little bead of caulking down through there and then paint it, and shit, you'll never know, you'll never know that it was damaged. But doing it this way, we're gonna eliminate a lot of filling. All we'll have to do is a nice little skim coat to fill this all in, blend that all in, and then paint. So I'll get busy and we'll get this all cleaned up and get it ready for filling too. Okay, since I want to get this as tight as possible up against here, when I put that one up on there, I want it as tight as possible up against there to help. So I'm gonna clamp it. And now you know why I have so many clamps. big ones, small ones, short ones, tall ones. And the crucial part's out here on the nose. We want that as straight as possible down through here. Gonna make that real tight yet. I'll show you why here in a minute. Tighter we get it up against the side, the less filling we have. Yeah, come right up out of the screw holes. Okay, let's see, there's a seam right down through the middle, so we have to go off to the side just a little bit. And on the side, I checked the board that's on the inside is screwed to this. So we're in really good shape. Might be able to see a little bit better what I'm doing, since I got the clamps in the way now. Don't worry about the fuzz. And no, not the cops. We probably leave that one out. Probably didn't have to put the screws in. Alright, now all we got to do is let that set up, and then we'll take our sander and sand that whole bottom again, and then we'll be ready to fill. Alright, got the clamps off of it and it's all screwed down. We're just a little bit high, and kind of high here on this side and then high here on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our DA, our duck's ass, and we're going to sand this down and see how close we can get this so we don't have a whole lot of filling to do. I'll get our holes sanded out. We'll have to, we'll fill in our screw holes. But other than that, I think it's going to come out good. So let me get busy here and we'll do some sanding on this and see if we can't get this leveled out a little bit better. Alright, let's get our first coat of mud on here and see what we got. I got this all sanded and leveled out. Out here in the nice sun. I got my mud nice and warm. Fill that hole in here in a minute. I want to get this all skim coated first. And then whatever I have left, I'll start filling in that hole back here on the back corner. Remember, you're going to be putting more than one coat on, so don't try and do everything on the first coat. Right now, you just want to get some of this stuff you want to get some of it filled, and then you can work on the next coat. After you cut this down, already start trying to harden up on me, and I didn't even put hardly any hardener in it out here in the sun. Like I said, don't worry about that big hole. Not yet. and your screw holes. Yeah. Now, we'll let that set up and sand it, and then we can come back and finish coating it. Like I said, we'll do kind of finish filling in the hole. Like I said, I wasn't in any hurry. That'll come, and I didn't have to. I'm not worried about it being a little rough either, because a lot of that's going to get sanded off. All right, now I'm gonna knock some scum off the top of this with some 60. Okay, got the scum knocked off of it. Scum is what always plugs up your paper. Now, time to mix up some more mud.